Present Productions presents The Math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe. Continuing with the idea, okay, the scientists and how they look at the idea of time travel and stuff like that. The idea that, you know, they've taken this moment in the past and they've pulled it forward. Now, most people watch movies to get their ideas of what time travel is and what such things are. People also read books. I don't know where else you might find such an idea of time travel other than in books or movies, videos. You know, the ancient mythology of various spiritual groups talk of star children, star people. Conspiracy people talk about how aliens are coming here to raid and steal everything, and they're going to go and take it back to their planets, or they're going to use us for food or whatever. You know, there's 1,000 different instances, but they are either coming out of a person's mouth, they're written in a book, or they're in modern, you know, some kind of movie. I mean, modern as in, you know, I guess what what was it, Shoot the Moon or something like that, was early 1900s, where, you know, they fired off a big cannon and they show on the movie screen, you know, here's the moon and the face of the moon, and there's a bullet in its eye. Okay, probably one of the first science fiction type movies, and I believe that was in 1920s. Okay, so we're real close to 100 years old there. This is where people get this whole idea. Very few people stop and think of the actual logistics of what time dilation would actually have to take. Okay, the Native Americans, okay, very ancient lore. We're going back about 2,000 to 3,000 years for them, at least. Okay, they talk with the star people. They talk of you know, the medicine women that, you know, hopped on board to go with the guys to go back to wherever else, and they come back to this planet and they find that even their children are older than them. They have been gone from this planet so long that it actually transpires that their children are 90 years old and they're still a 50-year-old woman, or a 30-year-old woman, you know, type of thing. Okay, this is reality of what would happen. This is why conspiracy theory of reptilians coming to the planet and they're going to harvest us for food is illogical. Why? Because what are they going to do? They're going to fly here. They're going to pick up a boatload of bodies, you know, of cattle to take back with them to their other planet, and they're going to arrive back at their planet 200 or 300 years or more after they left. So they don't even know that what they're bringing back for food would be of any value. Okay? Big problem with conspiracy theory on harvesting humans for food. Okay, it's not that it isn't possible. Okay, you know, they like I said, you know, if you watch Dune, where the navigators who are extremely spiritual open up a hole and they leap through that hole and drag the entire starship with them and move very quickly. Is possible. It's a theoretical there that they are actually moving through distance without being affected by time. If you are traveling in a Star Wars ship, if you are traveling in a Star Trek ship, sorry folks, you cannot leave Earth, go all the way, 100,000 light years away and return back and sit down and talk to mom and pop because it's your birthday and you left a month ago to go out, to party it up somewhere else, and you came back. That doesn't happen. Okay? You are compressing time for yourself. That time still exists for the other people on the other side. Okay? Time is an exact moment. You have not changed that. You have not warped that field. You have warped your ship and are moving your ship. You are moving across time. You are not manipulating time itself. That is a big problem that scientists have. That's why I say, when they took that little photon and they brought it forward into their lab, they did not change the past because the past was still back here. Okay? You got to look at logic, folks. You can't rationalize everything. You can't decide that, because flowers, as the Harry Chapin song goes, the kid goes into school and the teacher tells him that you can't paint flowers purple. You can't paint them yellow because everybody knows flowers are only red. The sky is only blue. Okay, well, you do go to school systems like that. You do go to school systems that teach you that only our theories are allowable. Why are only our theories allowable? Because somebody wants to make their money off of it. And remember, money is imaginary. Human beings create money. Gold might be worth something here on this planet, but I'd be willing to bet that on Mars, gold ain't worth a plug nickel. Water might be worth something on Mars, but on Venus, which is quite hot and quite wet, water might not be worth anything. And a handful of sand might be worth a whole lot. So money is imaginary, but you are taught that it is the sum total of what you have to go for. If you're not rich and famous, you're nobody. Excuse me? Damn, I got a body. I'm real. I'm somebody. I may not be anything important to anybody else, but I'm important to me. And I even got a 26, almost 27-year-old son that thinks I'm kind of important to him too. The rest of the world, heck, shoot the damn sucker. He ain't worth nothing. Okay? But I'm worth something to me, and I'm very real. Therefore, the idea that I'm broke or I am a multi-billionaire makes absolutely no difference other than a person's opinion. Okay? So that's why I say you're dealing with some very exacts in the mathematics of ESP that you do not at any point in time in human belief systems deal with. When you deal with the spiritual realm and you go talk to real spiritual people, not new age spiritual people who are making loads of money off of buying crystals that they say are specially tuned. It's like, I don't know what, late 1990s, Himalayan rock salt all of a sudden became the most wonderful salt in the world. You had to have Himalayan rock salt because it's specially tuned to the center of the earth. Okay, it has a vibration. I'm not arguing that. But the probability that it is a sales pitch is much higher than any other reality is. It's all a fraud. They don't deal with reality because they don't have to. They can sell you anything they want to if you package it up right. And the more often that you are taught to only believe certain people, only a Christian knows Christianity. I carry Revelations 2:17. I hear anything that is a God, anything that is a spirit, anything that is a spiritual realm entity. Okay? There is nothing that I cannot hear if it wishes to speak to me. This doesn't mean I hear voices in my head and I'm a lunatic. That's what your psychologist wants you to believe, so psychologists can maintain their control of who is right or wrong, because they want money to tell you that you have to be stupid because somehow they went to a classroom and got told what to say, and that makes them smarter than you. They did not walk the spiritual realm and actually find out whether or not anything spiritually exists. They walked into a human manufacturing corporation system called schools and got told what to tell people. A priest of Catholicism, a priest of Christianity, goes to a Catholic or Christian Bible school and gets told what to tell you. He does not go out into the spiritual realm and confront the Christ entity, which is a real entity and has absolutely nothing to do with the story of a Jesus Christ walking this planet. Okay? But they learn what to tell you it must be. They don't learn the reality of it. Buddhism teaches that you have to go to a long lineage teacher in order to learn how to meditate properly, thereby totally denying the fact that Buddha went out and learned on his own. He didn't go to any long lineage. He is the lineage. Okay? He is the originator of Buddhism, except he's not really the originator because he went and met the yogics and he discussed with yogics and he decided that, what they're saying is one thing and what this saying is another thing and what I'm experiencing is something else, and you have this whole illusion of how you have to go to a particular school or a particular training. You have to have a particular color of hair or eyes or skin to be correct or right. Okay? It's all an illusion. So if you go back to the spiritual people that were spiritual before it became a industry and called religion, they'll tell you, I'm right. They'll let you know that, if you walk into the spiritual realm, you better be ready to meet some things that you don't quite comprehend. You better be ready to meet things that are not demons unless you decide they're demons. They're not evil unless you personally decide they're evil and take offense to their being there. You can't go time traveling and slipping around places and not experience the reality shifts and the time shifts that happen. So I am telling you something that I didn't dream up and start making, fanciful stuff about how I'm the originator of it. No. I am telling you something that has existed on your planet for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. Okay? It's just like I'm in a town that claims a saint. Christianity, Catholicism, the Bible, claims that they brought this spiritual entity from Europe to this town. Reality check. That spiritual being talks to me. That spiritual being has been on this continent for a little over 1 billion years. I'm sorry, dear. Slightly over 1 billion years. That's, for some reason, it likes the word slightly instead of little. But think about that. Humans, in this flesh and blood form, can't find anything that puts them back 1 billion years back. But that spiritual entity existed on this continent of North America for at least that long. So it's not a Bible ownership of that spiritual entity.